Welcome back to ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM live at Big 12 Football Media Days here in Frisco, Texas. Joined now by a Wichitan himself, former collegiate Spartan as well in Wesley Fair, playing for the Kansas State Wildcats, of course. Wesley, take us through the day, like early wake up to get out here this morning. I know
Yeah,
that wasn't easy on me,
it
man. I
was.
like my sleep,
I
but
was
you guys were here
stressing.
earlier than
Yeah,
us.
yeah, I was stressing. So we flew all the way from Manhattan today. So this morning, so we had to leave the airport at 5. So that means we had to get there pretty early. Yeah,
uh, Early wake up kind of worth it though when you get to go do all the cool things, right? You get
exactly.
all these interviews which may or may not be fun, but then you're taking pictures and meeting all these cool people, and you get to see some guys from other teams too. I know that's
Uh-huh.
kind of fun, but like, you enjoying this experience? Like,
It's been super fun. Yeah, it's been super fun. It's been a cool experience. Different than anything I've ever done before, obviously, but it's just been a great time. Like the dancing on the video is fun. Getting interviewed for questions random that I don't see coming is fun too. So it's just been a good time.
yeah, well, obviously everybody's very excited for this season with Coach Klein coming back. What's that adjustment been like for you and the guys to a new head coach, but a guy that's very familiar in Manhattan?
Yeah, no, I think everyone was super excited for him to come back. And it hasn't been that like crazy difference. I think there's a lot of new faces, and so that's been fun to get to know new people, have relationships, and just I always say one of the biggest things that is a difference is just the energy in the building. A lot of excitement around Manhattan, Wichita, Kansas, and I think people are just ready to go. So me too.
Yeah, and, with the guys you got with you here today, I mean, it's a solid group, right? But I want to talk about this defense. You and Rex Van Wy, especially, are two guys I'm very excited to talk to today. But not a lot of people, I don't feel like, are talking enough about you in the defense. So fill us in on how that's all gone, especially with Coach Peterson now.
Yep, yep. So Coach JP has been great. He's brought in a bunch of new guys that are really going to add a lot of value to this defense. And I think we just fly around and have fun and play physical. And I'm just excited to get out there and show people what we can do because right now, not a lot of people talk about us, but we're not worried about that. So we put in the work while people are
Yeah.
like doing their thing. And when it comes time to actually know who's who, I think we'll be in the conversation. So,
What's maybe the biggest thing you've worked on this season? What are you trying to improve for this fall?
yeah, I think the main things I've been working on is just kind of footwork stuff, man to man, and the post. Being a dominant post defender is really valuable to a defense, and so I think that's one of the things that I've been honing in on. And Coach JJ, my position coach, has been phenomenal, just showing me where my weaknesses are and where I can get better, and challenging me to lead. And so I think I've been growing a lot, and I still have a lot of growing to do, but it's been good.
Awesome. And again, you're a Wichitan, and being a collegiate guy, I got to ask you about what that was like. What'd you learn in your time at collegiate, and you know, obviously got you here to
Hmm.
Kansas State. But what do you look back on that really helped you get to this level?
Yeah, I'm so thankful for Wichita and Wichita Collegiate, because it definitely got me to where I've been. One of the biggest learning points I think is just having to move from a public school to a private school is just about relationships. Um, how to build relationships with people are different than you.
Mhm.
Um, I think that's been huge, and so I think that I've been trying to take that into my leadership on K State and maybe build relationships with people who I wouldn't normally talk to or things like that. But I think that's been huge for me. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you come into a college locker room, there's guys from literally everywhere, right? So you
Exactly.
got to be
Uh
able
huh.
to get out of your comfort zone and come together,
Yep.
right? That seems like a very important thing to learn, but a very valuable
Uh huh.
skill
For
set.
sure.
But for like on the field stuff, any kids that are watching this, back in Wichita that want to get to where you are today and have big goals like you do, what's a big piece of advice you'd give to those kids?
Yeah. I think growing up, one of the biggest things that my dad told me and my mom told me is just have big dreams and don't let anyone kind of tell you can't do something. I think that's a what I have a chip on my shoulder. Being an underrated guy throughout my whole career. from little league all the way up until now. And so knowing that I feel like I know that I'm the best player on the field at all times, and knowing that I can play with anybody, and just having confidence. So knowing my goals and knowing how I'm gonna actually achieve those goals and actually put in the work to achieve those goals is the biggest thing. So yeah.
Wesley Fair, Kansas State Wildcat, joining us here. What is maybe the biggest thing you think that people need to know about K-State football this year? I mean, we talked about the new coaches and the new players on the defense, but if you gave us like one big thing we got to look out for this fall, what's it going to be?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
Got to hit the hard hitters, right? We're at media day.
I think the biggest thing is that you're going to be able to tell when watching us that we're having a good time and that we're having playing with a lot of energy. And I think when you play with a lot of energy, you're able to play well and you believe in what you're doing. And I think that's going to translate to wins. And I think that's going to translate to basically every aspect of this season. I think it's just going to be huge. So just playing with a lot of energy. But yeah.
Well, I've seen you have fun on the field before. I think, what was it, TCU last year? You scored a touchdown on defense. And a little bit of a penalty that
Maybe
happened there.
Happened.
I don't know.
I don't know about.
But can you take us to that moment? Because I know anytime a defensive guy scores, you got to have fun, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I laugh about it because my coaches were really upset in the moment.
you could say it.
They were really upset in the moment, and after the game, they didn't care as much. But it was funny. It happened so fast, right? And you're just in the moment, and you black out, and you throw the ball in the stands on accident, maybe, and you don't know what's happening, but you're just excited to actually be able to show up for your team, and yeah. So, but yeah.
I remember that we were in that end zone. I was there with my fiance watching the game, and as being like in Wichita, seeing you score, I was so excited, and I just see the ball go flying, and I was like, "Uh-oh!" I know somebody's going to tell you about that, but it's in the past now.
Exactly.
You, right?
After the game, I was even like, "Oh, did we ever find that ball? Can I get that ball?" He's like, "That ball's gone. That ball's gone." I was like, "All right, it is what it is."
That's funny. But, well, being you mentioned your family in kind of teaching you to dream big. I got to meet your dad a couple of weeks ago, and he's such a fun guy to be around, and that personality is infectious. I kind of see a little bit of that in you. But tell us a little bit more about your relationship with your family, your dad, and kind of how they help to push you, like you said, to dream big and be here.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the biggest and most important things that they've taught me is just how important my relationship with Jesus is, and my relationship, and that I know that I'm someone outside of football. When you rely and you depend and you put all your eggs on football, then if that something goes wrong, I have a bad game, a bad play, it's really gonna mess with me mentally. But knowing that I'm not just a football player, I'm a student. I graduated from Wichita. A lot of different things that characterize who I am, but I think that's one of the main things that they've instilled in me that I can then pass along to other people. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you mentioned the school. What are you studying? What are you kind of hoping to pursue like after football? Because I know you got a lot of football still ahead of you.
A lot of football.
But what outside of football have you pursued in life?
Yeah, so this past semester I graduated with organizational management or strategic management in business, and so through the next college years, I'm going to be pursuing an MBA program. So that's exciting. And then post that, I want to just impact people and maybe start a business, maybe do something in business, because that's where I think like a businessman. But yeah, just the main thing is impacting people, and how can I build relationships with all different types of people from different backgrounds, and kind of unite people. So yeah,
I love it. Wesley, congratulations on being here at Media Day is a big deal.
I appreciate that.
That's such a cool thing, and being a leader on this team. Congrats on where you've been so far, and excited to see where you go in the future, man. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. That's Wesley Fair, Kansas State Wildcat, former Wichita Collegiate Spartan as well. We are live at Big 12 Football Media Days, and it's brought to you, as always, by our friends at Four Seasons RV and Phil's Coins and Bullion. We'll be back with more right after this.